Hey everybody, and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is been a long time waiting. As you'll probably see, I've been very inactive on here and on my Instagram as well. That's due to being really busy with work, and I had to do some studying due to my work, and also I went away on holiday, and the weather here has just been so lush and amazing and just a little bit too hot to wear makeup. But now I am back, and so today I thought I would film a little get ready with me video. I have got purchased some new makeup recently as well, so I thought I would create a look with that and maybe give you a little mini review. And if you've got any of the makeup or the palettes or anything, let me know in the description box down below what you think of it or anything like that. So now let's just jump straight into this video. Okay, so recently, if you've watched any of my previous videos, you would have seen that I've usually got really bad skin, like really bad spots and everything. But recently, due to a couple of changes within my diet, my skin has really calmed down. However, you'll see I've got one or two just around here, so I'm guessing they might be a bit of hormonal skin breakouts. So I've not actually needed to really use the color corrector, but today I'm gonna have to, so I'm just going to use my usual Urban Decay ones and just put them over all the breakout areas. And then also I'm going to put on this peach one on the under eyes. I mean, I always need this one. So now I'm going to use my Photo Finish Primer Water by Smashbox, and instead of wetting my beauty blender under the water, I'm just going to spray it with this, because I found this kind of helps it better than like just having it completely wet, if that makes any sense. So if you've watched any of my previous videos, you'll know that I cannot sing enough praises to this Urban Decay Stay All Nighter Faux Coverage Foundation. However, like I just mentioned before, my skin has gotten a little bit better, with the exception of today. So I've switched my makeup up a bit, my foundation mainly, and so I did purchase this Too Faced Peach Perfect foundation. However, the shade was a little too light for me, so I then mixed it with this Rimmel Match Perfect foundation. So this peach one's in shade Warm Beige, and then I've got the Rimmel one in shade Natural Beige. So I literally just put them onto my little mix-in palette and then mix them together and put it on my face. So let's just give that a go, shall we? I don't know if it's that I've just been so used to that Urban Decay one now that anything else kind of just doesn't compare. But I noticed a couple of times that kind of, especially on my nose area, it kind of, once it goes on, it's like, it's also like it's not setting on. So I've had to like pay particular attention to that area when putting these foundations on. And another good thing with these foundations is as well that because it's, like I said, it was hot weather here, so they're a bit lighter to wear, so they don't necessarily you don't feel like you've got as much foundation on as you would say with that Urban Decay one, which is nice. It gives it like a lightweight feel, which you kind of need in the hot weather. But again, it's just your own personal preference. I mean, I love full coverage. And these are meant to be full coverage, but just I don't think that they're enough full coverage. Today I'm going to use the Naked Skin by Urban Decay. This is in shade medium to light. I'm just going to put this in the usual places, under the eyes, and then kind of where I've got a spot, and on my Cupid's bow, and then also just on the bridge of my nose, just where that foundation kind of breaks up a little bit, and then any other blemishes that you want to hide, and on the lower chin. And again, I'm going to go in and do the same thing with the beauty blender and just spray it with my primer, and then just dab it a bit and blend. Set everything with the trusty Laura Mercier translucent setting powder, and I'm just going to take a little big brush, well, a big brush, and dab that into the powder, and then set it first where I put my concealer, and especially the eyelids. It just stops everything from creasing, and then stops your eyeshadow from looking horrible and cakey and creased and just a mess, really. I know a lot of people don't do this, but I like to set my whole face just purely because I have oily skin, and if you're wearing your makeup for a long period, you're better off to set the whole face, I find anyway, especially like your T-zone, because that's where I'm most oily. Go off camera and fill in my brows. I will be using the Anastasia Dip Brow Pomade in shade Chocolate. But if you would like to see an in-depth version of how I do my brows, then just check out my last video. Now our brows have been done, I'm just going to go in and prime my eyelids using the Urban Decay eyeshadow primer, and this is the original eyeshadow primer. Just going to put this onto my eyelids. And then I'm just going to buff that in with a mini beauty blender. This one I'm going to do dry, just because I find otherwise it just makes it a bit too tacky. Now I'm going to go in and set the primer with an eyeshadow with the Makeup Revolution Soap X palette, and I'm just going to go in with this shade here. The names come on this sort of cling film plastic thing, so going by this, the name is Pancakes. That's this one, this shade here. I like to put a light colour as a base colour all over my eyelids. I know this is probably a really old school thing to do, whereas now everybody uses a transition shade and whatever, but I like this technique just because, one, it helps set the eyeshadow primer, and also it kind of helps with blending out the eyeshadows that you put on top, I find anyway. The outer crease with this shade here, which is shade Tiramisu. So I'm just going to put this above my crease line. Like, if you've followed me on Instagram or if you've watched any of my other videos, you'll know I do this technique because I have hooded eyes, So I have to bring everything above my natural crease, because otherwise once I open my eyes you won't see them. So I'm going to go with this shade Rosewood, which is this darker brown down here, and then just layer that on top of the brown that we've just put on. I'm not exactly sure what kind of look I'm going for right now. There will be some colour in it. Just kind of seeing where things go. So with this deeper shade, I'm going to bring this down onto my eyelid as well, just so that we can smoke out the whole eye. And I'm literally just using circular motions with the brush to help blend it better. But I'm also taking it up as high as where I've made this, what you would say, a faux crease. So obviously once our eyes are open, you can also see it, and it also adds to the smokiness, I find anyway. So as you can see, the shadows are blending really nicely. There's not really a lot of fallout on my eyes, under my eyes, sorry. And I don't have to put loads and loads of product on the brush to actually get shades, to get the shades to show up on my eyes, sorry. Yeah, so I just really like this palette. Gonna grab my concealer that we've used earlier. Anytime I add concealer into any part of my look, especially like when doing your brows or anything, whatever concealer I've used on my face to start with is the concealer that I use for every other aspect of my look, just so that it's consistent throughout and you don't have like too many different shades going on. Obviously it doesn't really matter for, I guess, if you're going to do a cut crease or anything, because you're going to put shades on top of it. But that's just my personal thing that I like to do. So now I'm just going to carve out the crease. I'm just going to do a half cut crease, sorry. I'm just going to do a half crease. I'm just going to carve this out with a little detail brush with some concealer on. So now that our crease is carved out, I'm going to go in with the shade Strawberry Sweets, which is this pinky colour in the corner here. And I'm just going to pack this on top of the concealer. So now that we've packed on the pink colour, just going to go back in with that dark brown colour there, which I believe was called Rosewood, and just soften up the edges where the pink and the brown meet. So I'm just going to use circular motions, just blend that in a bit better. Just going to now go and add in a bit of this shade here, which is called Pink Champagne. Just going to use my finger. I'm just going to place this over the top of where the shadows meet. Just to give it a little shimmery effect. And then just blend that out with my finger. And now I'm just going to add a little bit of extra sparkle onto the pink eyelid, just with the Stila, the Magnificent Metals Glitter and Glow eyeshadow in shade Sunset Cove. I'm just going to put a bit of this on the back of my hand. See how amazing these are. And then with that same brush that we packed on the pink shadow, it's going to take a bit and just gloss that over the eye. I'm just going to line the waterline with a Sephora pencil. There's no shade on here, name. So it's kind of like a purpley periwinkle bluey colour. I'm just going to put this onto the waterline. Now I'm just going to finish off the eye look by putting on some lashes. And these are literally just a pack of lashes that I got from a drugstore. They cost like £1. So let's see how good they are. Okay, so now that our lashes are on, I'm going to finish off the whole look by contouring the face and then applying the lipstick, and then we'll be setting our face. Contour palette, and just going to go in with this shade here to shade out the contours of my face. I do like to use circular motions just because then it keeps it within that small vicinity where you want it. So kind of just halfway down the ears, and then just bring it just sort of near to the front and end of your cheekbones, but not completely, as you don't want it to completely join into your mouth. And then just gently take it up around the whole of my face, just the edges. So now I'm going to highlight, and I'm going to use this Vivid Baked highlighter by Makeup Revolution. Again, very affordable, about £3, and it is amazing. It's really nice shine, it's really pigmented, and I just think it's a beautiful highlight. So I'm just going to dab in a little bit and then lightly, see, automatically shows up straight away, and I've literally put on like barely minimum amount on the brush, you can see. For today I'm going to be using the Tarte blush in shade Party. So again, like with everything else, just put a little bit on the brush and then go in light-handed even, not light-headed. Don't want to be doing that now, do we? And then just use again, move around in circular motions. I'm going to use this Anastasia Beverly Hills lip gloss in shade Vintage. And last but not least, just going to set this whole face now using my new setting spray, which is by Makeup Revolution, and it's a Supreme Matte Finishing Spray. I used to use the Urban Decay setting spray, however that one did finish, and kind of wanted to change things up a little bit, so I thought I'd go for the more affordable option this time. And to be honest, I don't notice much of a difference. It does the same job and it's just easier on my bank account. Yeah, so this is the finished look. I hope that you enjoyed this video, I hope that you like this look. Like I said, I didn't know what I was creating, so I've just kind of made it up, and it's literally, I've made this up as I've been going along with you. So I hope that you liked it. I hope that you like this video, and if anything's maybe helped you out or given you any sort of inspiration or anything, then give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. And let me know in the comment section down below what you think of the look, what you think of any of the products that I've used, and what other videos you'd like to see. And I'll see you in my next one.